US government selling Bitcoin? Why are they doing it now? Whales have been pulling Bitcoin out of the exchanges by hundreds of millions. Hundreds of millions, right? Roughly $200 million of the Bitcoin withdrawn from exchanges on March 7th. That's yesterday. Look at this. Look at that big drop, right? That's a huge drop. And the more Bitcoin that leaves the exchanges, the better. So you're starting to see a massive decline of supply, liquidity on the exchanges. And it continues forward. And here's one that's, again, my camera's cutting off, but this one showing just from derivative exchanges, right? I guess people are sick of getting liquidated, but still, you have a massive amount of liquidity being removed from the market. That is good. That is good. Now, obviously, over time, as more and more Bitcoin gets removed from the exchanges, that's going to affect the price, right? As demand goes up, the supply goes down, yes, the price will follow. Right now, we still have a good amount of Bitcoin on exchanges, but people are learning. People are storing and safeguarding their own crypto. And plus, there's more and more whales and institutions and companies and countries that are stocking up on Bitcoin right now and just simply removing it from the likes of Coinbase and storing it in their own wallet, right? That is happening. So there's a lot of good stuff still. And if you look at stuff like this, supply last active 2 years, all-time high at 51%. 3 years, all-time high at 39%, right? 5 years, all-time high at 28%. The fundamentals of Bitcoin has never, ever, ever been stronger than now. The number of holders are the highest ever. The number of addresses, highest ever. The number of Bitcoin being held, highest ever, right? These are all undisputable facts. So Bitcoin is very strong, despite the price, I know, hovering right around 22,000, but that will pass and we will continue forward. And here's a nice little fractal pattern showing what happened in 2020 versus now. And that could be coming around the corner. In case anyone's worried about MtGox, in a couple days, it'll be the last day to register how you want to get repaid if you are a creditor, if you use MtGox. But here's the good thing. The largest creditor, okay, has selected to basically opt for 90% repayment in Bitcoin, and that won't happen until September. So if you're worried about MtGox dumping a whole bunch of Bitcoin, right, it's not happening anytime soon. They will target the largest creditors first, and most of them are selecting Bitcoin for repayment, and it's not going to start until at least September. So everyone else that has been waiting, they probably won't be repaid until sometime in 2024 or 2025, which if you think about it, would be great because that is when we're nearing the halving event or after the halving event. So if people choose to sell their Bitcoin, right, there'll be less effect on the market because we will be on the uptrend. Something that is not good and can't really explain why, but this is happening. So the U.S. government seized a whole bunch of illegal Bitcoins, right? And I say illegal is because of sites like Silk Road, and the U.S. government is actually a huge holder of Bitcoin for quite a long time, right? And now it's looking like they may want to sell. In fact, out of the billion, which is roughly 50,000 Bitcoin, about 10,000 Bitcoin was sent to Coinbase. Now, why would the U.S. government send 10,000 Bitcoin to Coinbase? That's over $200 million, right? So right now, while things are weak, while the macro conditions look bleak, right? Obviously, 200 million sale on the spot market like Coinbase will affect Bitcoin's price, which could explain why Bitcoin has dipped a little bit below 22,000, right? If they're selling 200 million on a spot market in a weak environment, yes, it'll definitely affect it. and they still have 40,000 to go. Now, 40,000, according to people that are tracking this, right? Oops. That the remaining 40,000 seems to be just held in wallets. So don't know what is going to happen. Are they going to sell those off, later on? Or they go hold it? Why are they choosing to sell 10,000 now, right? What's the story behind it? Out of all the times to be selling, why now, right? We don't know. These are unanswered questions. One can only guess. Maybe SEC, maybe Gary has ties to this, right? This is U.S. law enforcement agency, so I was trying to look it up, whether it's the New York South District or the Department of Justice or maybe the SEC. It's unclear who actually holds the Bitcoin, right? Maybe SEC, because SEC is about to lose some very, very big cases. And Gary knows that. So maybe, and I'm just speculating, this is done right now to try to, again, cause as much FUD as possible, try to bring things down as much as possible before some big, big victories are around the corner.